Hi, as always, it's been a while since I've done an update. I would like to say with good reason, but it's just life getting in the way and preventing me from getting anything done apart from work. But I figured it was important to come on here and share big news, not good news, but big news in regards to my transition. I'm almost 13 years on testosterone. I'm kind of fully post-op. If you've watched any of my last videos, you'll know that I had the erectile device put in and then removed 6 weeks later, and that was 5 years ago next week. And I've never had it put back in again. The main reason for that is because I moved to America, and I just guess it wasn't a priority when I was moving countries and trying to get settled down here and get my life together and start over again. New career, new wife, all the good things. It wasn't really at the forefront of my mind. But as time has moved on, it has, crossed my mind quite a few times on whether I should get it or not. Does it really impact my life not having it? It's something me and my wife have spoken about in depth quite a few times, and it doesn't impact our lives, but I feel like it impacts mine. I know from the beginning it's something I've wanted and felt like I needed, and it's still very much on the table for me to get it. But unfortunately, that isn't the big news I've got for this video. The big news for this, and the reason it's actually taken me so long to make this video, is because it was pretty heartbreaking learning what I learned 3 months ago. So, to go back to the beginning and give a quick recap, ever since I had my urethral hookup, which is where they connect the bladder to the new phallus, penis, I've had minor issues. And by minor issues, I mean every time I go to the bathroom, there is like a little bit of like leakage afterwards of urine. And I spoke to the surgeon in London a lot about it, and he just kept saying, it'll get better, it'll heal eventually and everything will be fine. Well, that was about 7 years ago now. And no, that might be a lie, maybe 6. And it's never stopped. And as a result, I have to wear like incontinence pads. And by that, I don't mean like the giant diaper looking things. I just kind of mean like, I guess it's for light leaks or something like that. It's just a little triangular pad that I have to use. Otherwise, I would feel disgusting, if I'm honest. But nonetheless, some guys I've spoken to have said they don't bother using it because it isn't that much of a drip. And they're right, it isn't. But I think for me, it just depends on the day. Like, how much fluid am I drinking? How much am I going to the bathroom? Like, more bathroom trips, more leakage. So I really personally just can't get along with not addressing that, I guess is the best way to say it. So that's something I've been dealing with for, a while now. And it's always something that's really, really bothered me. Fortunately, I'm married, so none of that affects anything like that. But before that, it was something that would really bother me in regards to the dating world, and in regards to like getting to know somebody else and having to explain to them that, by the way, this is something I have to do. It's a very uncomfortable conversation, and there's a huge stigma around, you're too young for that stuff. So here I am defying the odds again. But the bad news is I finally went to a doctor here in the US and said, surely this can be fixed. Surely this is an easy fix. To me, what it feels like is that somewhere down where the urethra used to be, it kind of feels like there's a pocket there. And after I'm going to the bathroom, there's like urine gathering in that pocket. And then as I move, it kind of comes out. And no matter how much I try to like squeeze everything out, it doesn't make a difference. 10 minutes later, there's going to be urine sat in this like pocket. Then 9 times out of 10, I get a UTI thanks to this happening. So for the longest time, I had a UTI and didn't even realize that's what it was. I even spoke to doctors back home in the UK, and they just kept giving me the same kind of BS, which was, it's fine, it's part of the healing process. So slightly disheartening that it wasn't recognized sooner. I think I went about 5 years having a UTI, incredible pain all the time. It wasn't until I went to a doctor here and they did a very simple test to find out that I had a raging UTI, and they put me on some strong antibiotics. They then referred me to a urologist who then saw me, and he said he wanted to put a camera through my penis, check out what's going on down there, have a look at the bladder, see if there's any repairs that need to be needed, etc., etc. So I did that, and I mean, it was uncomfortable to say the least, but the results weren't great. So after all these years of just dealing with it and just powering through, I learned that my 2 options of addressing this, excluding just carrying on as I am, my 2 options are they can try a new procedure that's never been done before, he said. And I don't mean in the world, I just mean by him, I guess. And that is to take a skin graft from inside of my cheek and rebuild the urethra essentially right where I told you that I feel like that pocket is, because when you showed me the x-rays, that's exactly what it is. You see my urethra go down, kind of like literally like this, and then there's like a pocket, and then it goes back to being like this until it exits the body. The pocket on the x-ray looked about the size of a quarter, or 50 pence piece for those in the UK. And it does cause me a great deal of pain after I go to the bathroom. Not all the time, but most. So it was to take this skin from out my cheek, rebuild the urethra at that point. He has never done that before. He did get in contact with a team of surgeons in New York, and they were all basically happy to team up together and give it a go. And I gotta say, it's not the first time I've been told, you're gonna be a test dummy for this. Maybe it'll be the last, I don't know, but I was all for, yep, let's do this. And then the second option he gave me, which was his preferred option, which was shocking to me, was that we just reverse the surgery. And he was fairly confident that if we just reverse my surgery, then we would have no more problems and life would be great. And I'm assuming by that you meant for everybody else, not me. Because for me, that is not an option. I would go through the rest of my life in this pain before reversing anything. And I just want to clarify that by reversing surgery, what he meant wasn't to take away my male genitalia, but it was to take away my ability to stand and pee by redirecting the urethra from that to back down the way I used to. So I'd be resorted back to having to sit down to pee. And I'm not sure about how any other trans guys feel. I know that there's a lot of trans guys out there that don't have any lower surgery and they're cool with it. But for me, that was like one of the big things that made me feel like me, that made me feel complete. More so, actually, than having the erectile device. This was just the one thing that just made me complete. And so I'm not sure how I feel about it. I haven't actually been back in touch with that surgeon since. That was in September of last year. I'm feeling just a little bit defeated about it, I guess. I wanted to make a YouTube video fairly quickly afterwards, but I think it just took me some time to wrap my head around exactly the options that have been given to me. They're not great, to be honest. And I know there's some people out there probably thinking, why, you shouldn't have done all this in the first place. But I would do it all again. Exactly the way it went. And live exactly as I am now, if it means I get to be happy. So, food for thought. But I thought I'd just come out here and update you guys. I'm sorry it wasn't a super happy video. But yeah, I just think it's important to share everything, the ups and the downs. And I guess that whenever I figure out what it is I'm actually going to do, if anything at all, I'll let you guys know. But in the meantime, I'm just going to leave it right here. So, it's a rare opportunity, but I just want to say thank you for following me and sticking by my side throughout this whole journey, throughout all the hate that I get all the time. It's you guys that support me that make it worthwhile. So thank you.